Depression, it takes over your whole day. It takes over how you think about what you want to do today. It takes over how you sleep. It takes over how you can wake up. It takes over your work. It takes over every single part of your day. You could run away and guess what? It follows you. Doesn't matter where you go, it comes with you. You might get at it for a bit, but then it seems to pull you back down. Really, what is it? There's some simple steps we can take to help move it along. And before I forget, please, if you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the notification button. And after you watch a video, wait till the end, go down the bottom and write a positive comment in. It helps me so I can help share with you what you want to know. And if you're already subscribing, I thank you very much. I think one of the best things to start is really, what is depression? Depression takes over the whole body, the way you think, how you feel. It makes you feel heavy, overwhelmed, and so on. But from what I understand, depression can be broken down to one simple thing. It is a learned habit that the body has taken on, how to react to certain situations. I'm not saying you're making it up. I'm not saying you're deliberately doing it. God forbid, that's definitely not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is our body can learn habits, how to react to do things. And you're going to say to me, but I never chose to do it. That is 100% correct. But our body creates these habits, and every time it gets into a familiar, semi-familiar situation, it'll keep pulling you back to that situation. So now it becomes a learned habit. So what happens is when your body and mind becomes overwhelmed with certain things, it takes on this situation where it shuts it down. Because it feels like it's shut down, which is what depression is. It's a body's response, body and mind's response. I will use these interchangeably. I'll say body and mind, but I'm talking about the same thing. Is that it'll move into this learned habit. And the very interesting part about it is the body thinks this is what it wants, but at the same time you're like, no, I don't want this. I want to feel good. But as long as the mind is keep active in the same sort of way of doing things, it's going to keep pulling back those habits. So what I'm saying is that when we think, feel the same way or similar ways, the body will look for like an index. It'll look for, this is the response, and it will do it. And because it's a negative response, it knows it and it will keep generating it. And the more we get frustrated, the more we get locked into it, guess what happens? The more it's going to keep reproducing it over and over again. So that's, the body has learned how to do this. It's a habit in a sense. It's not a conscious habit, it's a subconscious habit. Remember, this is what the body's learned to do. It's been training itself to do these things. So these things are very deep within ourselves. So one of the first key things is, what I believe one of the first key things is to what? Accept it. I don't say, I'm happy, I'm depressed. No, that's not what I mean by accepting. What I mean by accepting is to know that it's there, it's real, but I'm not going to go and start getting upset about it, getting worked up about it. Know that it's there. So what we're really doing, instead of like, I can't handle this depression, I can't handle being in this way, what are you really doing? Well, unfortunately, without realizing, you're actually feeding it. You're feeding it more and more. So the body's like, oh, wow, you want more of this? The body mind's like, I want more of this? I'll give you more of this. Okay, we'll keep it. But it's this vicious cycle going around and around. It's like, I can't get out of it. So by accepting it, you know it's there. It's like, okay, it's there. Do I really need to tell myself I've got a problem? Because you know it's there. By saying I've got a problem, you're now like going, I'm going to make it even stronger. Subconsciously, it's creating it, making it strong. This is what it wants. I keep feeding it to you. It's a fight or flight system inside us, and a bit more. So we keep going over and feeding it. It's making it more entrenched, more entrenched. So it's like getting, the times day after day, week after week. God forbid, month after month. It keeps going on, or even worse. So if we accept it, we're basically saying, it's there. Do I have to fight it? It's like, okay, accept. Someone gave me this, I can use it, I accept it, it's not ideal, but I'll accept it right now. I don't need to get upset with this, and later on I can replace it to something more desirable that I like. You don't have to let it take over your whole life, because now accepting it, your whole body's like, I feel more relaxed now, subconsciously more relaxed. You're not feeding it more negative energy, you know it's there. In some sense, we could also be appreciative for it. Because it was given to you, so you can appreciate it by not just accepting that it's there, and now I know it's there. I don't have to keep telling myself all day, I feel depressed, I feel depressed. Is it really going to help? I've never seen any studies that saying by keep saying I'm depressed, it's still there. Or it's like creating a label, and now you've put a label, you put a hat on and said my label, I'm depressed. Well, why do we need to do that? It's just constantly feeding the problem. So if we just accept it, it's there, we can take that cap off and do what you want with, burn it, destroy it, you don't need it. It doesn't help the situation. So that's a very, very powerful thing, is just to accept what it is. Second one is to stop blaming yourself. Stop being harsh on yourself. I can ask a simple question like I do with my clients. Is it getting upset, blaming yourself going to resolve the issue, help the situation? And pretty much I've always had the same answer, no. Then why do we do it? Well, same thing once again. It's a learnt habit. So instead of feeding that constant negative behavior and feeding the whole situation, like the same thing, we took our cap off to accept it. Well, now we have to do the same thing. Okay, it's created this way. But we can look at it in a very, very positive light. In all situations, we can try and strive to find positivity out of it. It may take time, it may come a long time later to say, wow. But if we realize that if we change our habits, we can feel better and we can be a better person. Instead of keep putting ourselves down, oh look, I did this wrong, I did that wrong, I shouldn't have done this, and look, I can't get out of bed, I can't do this. Well, you're basically writing a to-do list of what you can't do. So instead, let's do a to-do list of things that want to make you feel good and positive. So turn it around, find the positive. So there's something beautiful that's come out of it. Now you're learning to train your mind into a very positive situation. It takes time, and okay, we can do this, fall into the same old habit. Oh, I can't do it, it's taking too long. See, beating yourself up again. Take it easy, be happy with what you have and start to go forward. That's the second step. I guess it's all part of it, but understand it can change. You know, we need those little wins on the way to help fill it up and say, oh, see, it's happening. But it takes time. And if we say, oh, I haven't got a win, well, once again, we're going looking for the bad. Just to appreciate it. If we really think what we can do, the smallest things, okay, you've spent 5 minutes of feeling good. That's a little win. Or you're aware of a change. Even watching this video, it's learning something. That can be a win too. We can find the smallest wins. You actually just sit up and actually start wanting to make changes. That can be a win as well. You know, little wins. And what I understand is that guess what? We don't know we've changed until after. Because when we're there and working through it, we're in the process. So once you've made the point and then pass it, so, oh wow, I've actually already reached it. So we can actually reflect back on it afterwards. So we have to keep that in mind too, that when we're in the process, we may not see the changes. Now, we can break these down into little pieces as well. Each part can be broken down. But the more we focus on bringing in and focusing on the good, the more the body's going to go, oh, that old habit of getting upset with myself, or I can't do this, it seems to be a little bit of a superseded program. How does it work? It's a natural thing. It's called neuroplasticity of the mind. It's able to rewrite tracks of the behaviors that you do want. It's a natural thing that the mind does. It's the way it's created. So instead of having that old track that's superseded now of negativity and getting hard on yourself and saying I'm depressed and this is wrong and that's wrong, now you're writing a new one that the mind will now work on. It's like, oh, okay, he's responding, I'm going to give him this way. And takes time and takes practice. And then, like every other thing, like doing exercise, the more you practice it, the more the body gets conditioned to it and the more the muscles become strong. Same with the mind. The more we do it, the mind becomes more conditioned to it and that becomes a default way. It takes time. It takes a lot of effort. But I always say it to myself too. Am I happy with where I am? No, because I keep doing the same old habit. I'm practicing what I don't want. We've got to practice what we do want. It takes time. If you like what you've been listening to and watching, Please, there's a link down below. We're offering right now free one-on-one sessions. Just copy and paste that into your email. We do about 15 to half an hour session to evaluate. We've got a course coming up online designed for this to help you become living in a space you want in a way that can be more productive for yourself, feeling more joyful, feeling good about yourself. Please sign up for that, and I thank you very much for your time and effort. And before we forget, if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the like. Thank you very much.